Hello, everyone. This is example of a video essay that you can create if you have absolutely no knowledge or skill with the creation of video essays. This is being done with a free technology available to all Windows users and Mac users. You also have a tool available to you as well, fairly comparable in what it is capable of doing and general ease of use. But I wanted to create this just so those who, again, have never experimented with video technology or sorry, video editing softwares, can see that there's something very simple that can be done in order to complete this assignment. So I'm going to talk about the assignment itself in this way. So simply creating a slideshow and providing a video on top of that slideshow will suffice. So the video essay, what exactly is a video essay? It's an essay. It is a real essay, just like any other. So it will have a thesis, it has supporting claims, it usually introduces evidence to reinforce those various claims, but of course, in video form, which means we want to, be thoughtful about the kind of images that we are using. We want to be thoughtful about the voiceover or video content. So again, if you're familiar with video editing technologies, you can certainly just do voiceover if you know how to do that. Often voiceover that corresponds with text dropping in on top of the images. But if you don't know how to do that, don't know how to really do those great transitions, again, you can design a slideshow and work through it that way. This being a very simple example, of course, I could have brought in a lot of images as well via the slideshow, make individual slides, just images that kind of fade in and zoom out to supplement for or to compensate for, what other students may be doing who have a greater facility with video editing. But again, it is a standard essay, but presented for maybe a more general audience, so often less academic in tone, and of course, accompanied by a visual presentation as well as recorded elements of either speech or video. For this class, you're going to be doing an essay, a video essay on the Black Lives Matter movement. So we're building on what we've already discussed about critical race theory, and now thinking about how this social justice movement in some ways seems a response to contemporary modes of thought about race that have surfaced because of critical race theory. So what the essay will include or do is three things. It will summarize, so there will be a brief summary of the Black Lives Matter movement, its origins, who's generally been involved, what it has managed to accomplish, where we tend to see it manifested, especially in social media. There'll be an evaluation. So here you'll be thinking about how Black Lives Matter as a movement seems to respond to issues that have surfaced as a result of critical race theory, and maybe considering to its importance to this particular social justice issue, with regards to political concerns, ethical concerns, the need for some kind of fomenting of a group. And the effectiveness of Black Lives Matter as a movement. Do we think it is affecting real change? Why do we think so? And then critique. And by this, I mean not the movement itself. I mean, you are going to find 2 to 3 examples of social media posts for Black Lives Matter, and evaluate them both through a rhetorical lens. So thinking about how and or if they even are sort of effective. So we might be thinking about the rhetorical appeals. We might consider other aspects of the rhetorical situation. So going back to what we did at the very beginning of the semester. And then we're also going to think about how those individual posts seem to be in response to issues of critical race theory. So probably trying to find posts that link to how you are evaluating it, what you want to say in the evaluative portion of the video, then using the additional specific posts as a supplement, as kind of evidence of that evaluation. So trying to also make it sort of seamless and to make it cohere in that way. So the video essay, to break it down, it's going to be 5 minutes in length, as close to that as you can possibly manage, 4 minutes, 57 seconds, 5 minutes and 3 seconds. I don't want a 7, 8 minute video. You don't get bonus points or better consideration for it going over 5 minutes, I have to grade all of these. I can't watch a bunch of 10-minute videos. All right, there should be scripted. So there should be a written essay. I'm not going to be evaluating the written essay as such, but I do need to see that you have created the video essay. I'll be evaluating it in terms of what I see from the video and what I hear from the video. But that scripted essay that you do need to create, I'm going to look to make sure you did it, will be about 2.5 pages in length, double spaced. So it's fairly short, right? This is not a 5-page essay. Again, we're moving through this fairly swiftly because a lot of the work is in the video editing, which I want to make sure that you get some experience with. So it's fairly short, about 2.5 pages in length, and that is because the standard rule of thumb for presentation is that it should take about 2 minutes to read one full page of double spaced text. That helps maintain the right pace for delivering spoken content. So at academic conferences, generally, if I'm doing a 20-minute paper, I'm going to compose a 10-page essay. That's kind of the standard. Um, the video should be broken down. That 5 minutes should be broken down as follows. So 1 minute of the video should be dedicated to the summary. So what I don't want is the whole video just being a summary of the Black Lives Matter movement, right? We can get through that fairly quickly. We're thinking somebody stumbles on the video, maybe only has tangential knowledge of BLM. So let me give a little bit of background history. Then that evaluative component is 2 minutes, and then the specific social media post that you were looking at, additionally 2 minutes, which is why I'm saying 2 to 3 posts. If you've got a really short tweet that you want to look at, that evaluation may be accomplished in say 30 seconds or so. So you may be doing sort of a series of 3 tweets. But if you're doing something, perhaps a Instagram post that's almost more like a campaign with several images, that may take a little bit longer. So then you might only need 2. And the good news is, you've already done a sort of practice of this for that blog post that you have completed, I think for today. And you're going to be evaluated in the following ways: the thoroughness and depth of content presented. So this should not just be superficial. It shouldn't be, critical race theory brought attention to the fact that, the structural racism exists within the judicial system. Like, how so? Okay, let's be a little more specific than that. Are we thinking about the unfair incarceration of Black men within maybe a specific region? Well, I don't want to give away too many examples, but try and be as specific as possible. The readings for critical race theory are provided to you, although they weren't originally assigned. You can complete them now and lean into that as well as my slides. And again, the thoroughness of that critique and the way that you're using the evaluation, the critique of the specific posts. The aesthetics and execution of the video. Now, this is going to be a little bit difficult to evaluate because, again, I know different students have a different facility with video editing technologies. So, the slideshow/video, if that is the route you are going, it needs to look much more polished than what I am doing right now. Right, I'm trying to rush to get something done, so have a simple model for you. But this is your assignment. So if you were going to do it this way, these better be some gorgeous slides, very thoughtful care about how you do the kind of recorded video element. Otherwise, again, if you do know how to use these various tools, the way that you kind of bring in the different images and the text, if you've got sort of rolling text while we're speaking on it, so just creating something quite attractive. And then the preparedness of the spoken content, right? So this should not just be you throwing yourself in front of the camera and speaking, hoping that you get it all right. This should also not be a complete reading of that 2.5-page essay that you're writing. So we want to write the essay first, but for this assignment, reading verbatim from a script sounds scripted, sounds boring, and video essays should not be delivered in that way. The best and most engaging ones, the person is completely prepared. Some elements may be scripted, but they're also speaking as a person. And so I want to hear you all speaking as people. So again, you can have that script, but also thinking about how do I, cover all of that material without reading verbatim from the actual essay. That's not always the case for a video essay. Sometimes you will just read an actual essay, but for this assignment, I want it to be more personal and more personable. So not just reading the script. All right. And so making the video essay again, if you don't have any kind of facility with video editing technologies, this is a manner in which you are permitted to create the video. Tools such as, I don't know if it's going to stop the screen share entirely if I close out, but we have tools like Clipchamp, video editor is the new name for what we have as a Windows user, and Apple users. I'll have to tell you in class because I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, offhand. I think something Pro. But anyway, so you can use those free tools as well as any that you find online. And we're going to be sharing these in a, YouTube playlist designed for this class. So it's linked in the slides, but of course, I'm going to share the link in Canvas as well.